All right, let's move on to another fight here. We've got Kevin Lee taking on D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez, with Lee coming in as a minus 156 favorite, and Daniel Rodriguez coming back at plus 132. Fight goes to decision. Fight doesn't go to decision. Pretty close to even odds here. Pick them. Minus 130, minus 102 is just a little vague there. Slightly leaning towards doesn't go to decision. Now, Marley, man, this D-Rod guy, bro, the rise. He's just been winning fights. Hasn't fought the best guys, but he's been winning fights. And here he is now, close to even odds with Kevin Lee, a guy who had been talked about as a potential champion contender, a guy who beat Sir Gregor Gillespie, one of the best fighters in the UFC, in my opinion. Kevin Lee got a win against Michael Chiesa, has good wins. How do you think this one plays out? Can Daniel Rodriguez keep it standing? And is that enough?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for this fight. This is Lee's debut at 170 pounds, so I'm not sure how he'll look there. I would imagine that Rodriguez is going to be the better striker here. I think he will have higher output if this is a striking match as well.
Are we sure of that? I just want to butt it. Like, are we sure that Daniel Rodriguez, like, if it stays standing, that Rodriguez is better? Or we just kind of think, like you said,
I think so, yeah. Especially with the volume alone. I think his boxing is the best part of either one of their games on the feet. And his output, for sure. I love his output. And apparently he's good on the ground, too. He's like 10th Planet BJJ guy. He choked out Tim Means. It wouldn't shock me to see him get a submission here. I just haven't really seen him off his back. But Kevin Lee is a great wrestler. I don't know if that'll translate to 170 pounds or not, but I would imagine that it will. I think he could take down most guys in this division. I don't know that his cardio will hold up if he has a wrestling-heavy game plan. And I also don't trust him to go out there and land takedowns. Like, he lost to Iaquinta when he was clearly dominating on the ground. He just decided to stand for 2 rounds and lose a decision, or 3 rounds, whatever it was. So it's hard to trust him. He's also talked about retiring after his last his skid at 155. So I don't know. It's just hard to trust. I think Lee has one of the highest ceilings on the card if he does go out there and have a heavy wrestling, heavy type game plan. And he's also good on the feet. He could win a striking battle here. He could get a knockout as well. It's just that I have a hard time seeing how this fight plays out. I think it's a little bit closer to 50-50 because I think Rodriguez is pretty good. And if Lee isn't successful with takedowns, I'd probably slightly favor Rodriguez in the striking match. So I'm going to go ahead and take D-Rod to get the win. But either way, this is one of my favorite fights on the card. I think D-Rod will pay off that 7,700 with any win. And then with Lee, it's just that grappling upside that we're targeting. He scored 162 points against Barboza.
That's a crazy high score.
Yeah, I mean, nobody else on this card really has that type of potential. That was 5 rounds. He's not going to get the extra 2 rounds to work with here, but he does have 5 to 10 takedown upside. And if 170 pounds helps out his cardio, then maybe that's what we'll see from him here. I don't know. I'm going to load up on both sides, but I'd prefer D-Rod.
Yeah, I mean, it's just important to note that both of these guys score massive in most of their wins. Now, take that for what it's worth. Past performance, not a definitive implicator of future results or whatever. But, I mean, 112, 130, 87 against Trinaldo, still a second-round win. 113 against Chiesa, 162 against Barboza, who was in the main event in a win. The knockout against Gillespie scores 108. Even in his losses, 60, 70, 45. So, like, Kevin Lee has been one of the better DraftKings scorers, like, that you ever, or FanDuel or SuperDraft, wherever you're playing it, Prize Picks, has been one of the better scorers. So you got to get exposed to this guy. And D-Rod has done the same. D-Rod has just scored well when he's won. Parsons, 108, 126, had the 85 against Perry, fine, but over 100 for every fight. So 2 guys with a history of just scoring well. Love this fight. Love the salaries. Both guys are cheap. I'm going to favor Kevin Lee to get it done, but I think Daniel Rodriguez might be the best underdog play on this entire card. So he's one of the better ones. It's not the kill shot. Not the kill shot. And yes, Eric is mentioning that D-Rod has 83% takedown defense, and Vince is countering, but against lower level wrestlers. That's the whole thing, right? So, like, I get it. He's had good takedown defense, but Mike Perry took him down. Mike Perry, not that good. So Kevin Lee is way higher level than Mike Perry. Mike Perry sucks. That's right. I said it. Fucking sucks. So I don't know. I love this fight. Going to be a great one. I'm picking Lee, but I think D-Rod might be the best underdog play on the card.